Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 6 months, 180 days, 4,320 hours. That's what you have. Some of you might be thinking, 6 months? That's not a long time. But let me tell you something. 6 months is enough to change your life. If you commit, if you focus, if you stop waiting for the right moment and start creating the right habits. See, success isn't about luck. It's about discipline. It's about waking up every single day and doing what you said you would do, even when nobody's watching, even when you're tired, even when it's hard. Because let me tell you, success doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen daily. So here's the plan. Month 1, clarity. You cannot hit a target you can't see. So in the first month, get clear on what you want. Not what they want for you, not what sounds good, but what sets your soul on fire. Write it down. See it, breathe it, believe it. Because if you don't believe it, nobody else will. Month 2, discipline. Now that you know what you want, it's time to build the habits that will get you there. Cut the distractions. Wake up earlier, work harder. Make time, don't find time. Success demands sacrifice, so be ready to give up comfort for greatness. Month 3, action. You've got the vision, you've got the discipline. Now move. Stop waiting for permission. Stop overthinking. Just take the first step, then take another. You don't need to see the whole staircase, just the next step. Progress is messy, but forward is forward. Month 4, resilience. By now, life will test you. Doubt will creep in. People will question you. You will fail. Yes, fail. But failure is just feedback. It's not the end. It's a lesson. The question is, will you let it stop you or will you let it shape you? Month 5, growth. By this time, you'll start to see changes. Your mind will be sharper, your body will be stronger, your confidence will rise. But don't get comfortable. Keep pushing, keep learning. The minute you stop growing, you start dying. Month 6, mastery. Now you're moving differently. You don't talk about it, you be about it. You've built the habits, the mindset, the discipline, and people will see it, they'll feel it. Because success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. 6 months. That's all it takes to change the direction of your life. But you have to want it. You have to work for it. You have to believe it. And if you do, if you truly commit, 6 months from now, you won't recognize yourself. Now go, work, become. Success begins with clarity. Without a clear vision, progress becomes aimless and efforts become scattered. Clarity is the foundation of all achievement, the first and most critical step in transforming your life. It's about knowing exactly what you want, why you want it, and what it will take to get there. Too often, people move through life without a true sense of direction, chasing vague ideas of success without defining what it means to them personally. That's why before anything else, you need to sit down with yourself and be brutally honest about what you desire. Not what sounds good, not what society expects, not what others have told you is possible, but what truly sets your soul on fire. Most people struggle not because they aren't capable, but because they lack direction. They don't have a target, so they waste time and energy on things that don't serve them. They move without purpose, hoping success will just happen. But success is intentional, it's deliberate, and it starts with knowing exactly what you're working toward. Clarity is not just about setting goals. It's about setting the right goals. The ones that challenge you, inspire you, and align with who you are at your core. It's about understanding what truly matters and eliminating the noise that distracts you from it. Getting clear on what you want requires reflection. You have to dig deep, beyond surface-level desires, beyond what looks good on paper, beyond what impresses others. Ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like in 6 months? Where do I want to be, physically, mentally, financially, emotionally? What does success look like for me? And more importantly, why does it matter? Your why is what fuels you when motivation fades. Your why is what keeps you moving when the journey gets tough. Without it, goals become empty words, and discipline fades at the first sign of struggle. Once you have a clear vision, write it down. Not just in your mind, not just in passing thoughts. Write it, see it, speak it. When you put it in writing, it becomes real. It's no longer just a dream, it's a commitment. And commitments demand action. Be specific. Saying you want to be successful is not enough. What does success mean to you? Is it financial freedom? Is it mastering a skill? Is it building a business? Is it transforming your health? Get detailed. The clearer the vision, the easier it becomes to build the steps to achieve it. Clarity is also about focus. You cannot chase 10 different things at once and expect to succeed. Success requires a sharp, undistracted mind. It requires the ability to say no to what doesn't serve you. It means cutting out the distractions, the excuses, the unnecessary commitments that pull you away from your purpose. It means being intentional with your time, your energy, and your decisions. Every choice you make should move you closer to your goal, not further from it. Doubt will creep in. The moment you define what you want, the mind starts questioning whether you can achieve it. Fear sets in. But clarity helps you push past fear. When you know where you're going, obstacles become part of the journey, not reasons to quit. The more you reinforce your vision, the less room there is for doubt. Every morning, remind yourself of your goal. Visualize it. Feel it. Live as if you are already becoming the person required to achieve it. Clarity also demands accountability. Once you define your vision, you are responsible for making it happen. Why? No more blaming circumstances, no more waiting for the perfect moment, no more relying on motivation alone. You take ownership of your success. You stop making excuses and start making moves. Because now you know exactly what you're working for, and there's no room for anything that doesn't align with that mission. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. It is what separates those who dream from those who accomplish. Motivation is temporary, fleeting, unreliable. It comes and goes based on how you feel, based on your mood, based on the circumstances of the day. Discipline, on the other hand, is constant. It does not waver. It does not wait for the right moment. It does not rely on excitement or inspiration. It is a commitment, a decision made every single day, regardless of how you feel. Success is built on habits, not bursts of effort. It is not about working hard once in a while, not about giving your best when you feel like it, not about chasing results when they seem within reach. It is about what you do consistently, every day, without excuse, without hesitation. The most successful people in any field are not necessarily the most talented, the most gifted, or the most privileged. They are the most disciplined. They show up when others don't. They put in the work when nobody is watching. They do what is necessary, not just what is convenient. Discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you train. It is a muscle, and like any muscle, it strengthens with use and weakens with neglect. Every time you choose action over excuse, you reinforce it. Every time you push through discomfort, you build it. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you solidify it. But the opposite is also true. Every time you choose laziness over effort, your discipline weakens. Every time you delay, procrastinate, or let yourself off the hook, you make it harder to build the consistency required for success. Discipline is about structure. It is about creating routines and systems that make success inevitable. If you rely on willpower alone, you will fail. The key is to eliminate decision fatigue, to set up your life in a way that makes discipline the default. If your goal is fitness, schedule your workouts like a meeting you cannot cancel. If your goal is financial success, set up automatic savings so discipline is built into your process. If your goal is mastery of a skill, dedicate fixed hours each day to practice without negotiation, without compromise. Discipline means doing what you need to do even when you don't feel like it. There will be days when you are tired, when you are unmotivated, when nothing in you wants to put in the effort. That is when discipline matters most. Anyone can work hard on a good day. The real test is what you do on the days you don't feel like it. Do you push through, or do you make an excuse? Because every excuse pushes your goal further away, and every disciplined action brings it closer. Discipline requires sacrifice. You cannot have it all. You cannot chase comfort and chase greatness at the same time. You will have to give up things that do not serve your mission. That might mean less time on distractions, less time with people who drain your energy, less time on activities that do not align with your vision. It might mean waking up earlier, staying up later, working harder than those around you. But every sacrifice is an investment. Every moment of discipline is a step toward the life you want. Discipline is not about perfection. It is about consistency. You will make mistakes. You will fall off track. But what matters is getting back up, correcting your course, and continuing forward. Success is not built on never failing, but on never quitting. The ones who win are not the ones who never stumble. They are the ones who refuse to stay down. The understanding that you will never stumble, They are the ones who refuse to stay down. They are the ones who refuse to stay down. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is not talent, not luck, not intelligence. It is discipline, the willingness to show up day after day, no matter what. Action is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. The most detailed plan, the clearest vision, the strongest discipline mean nothing without action. Too many people wait for the perfect moment, the right circumstances, the ideal conditions before they take the first step. They hesitate, overthink, and delay, believing they need to be fully prepared before they begin. But success does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who move, to those who take imperfect action, to those who step forward even when they are unsure. The biggest enemy of progress is hesitation. People wait for confidence before they act, not realizing that confidence comes from action. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more capable you become. Waiting does not build skill. Planning does not create results. Only movement does. The ones who succeed are the ones who start before they feel ready, who take the first step without seeing the whole path, who trust that clarity will come through action, not before it. Action eliminates fear. Fear thrives in inaction. The longer you wait, the bigger the fear grows. The more you delay, the more your mind fills with doubt. But the moment you take action, the fear starts to fade. When you do the thing you were afraid of, you realize it was never as bad as you imagined. The key is to stop thinking and start doing. Overthinking kills more dreams than failure ever will. Perfectionism is just fear dressed as ambition. The need to have everything figured out before you begin is just another way of avoiding the work. Action creates momentum. The hardest part is always the beginning. A stationary object takes the most effort to move, but once it starts rolling, it builds speed. The same applies to success. The first step is the hardest, but once you take it, everything else becomes easier. One small action leads to another. One accomplishment builds into the next. And before you know it, you are making progress, gaining confidence, moving toward your goal with unstoppable energy. The trick is to start, no matter how small, and let momentum carry you forward. Action reveals the path. No one has it all figured out from the beginning. The path to success is never straight, never fully visible, never predictable, but action uncovers the next step. You do not need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You just need to move, to trust that by moving forward, the next step will become clear. Experience is the best teacher, and experience only comes from doing. You can read, study, and plan all you want, but real learning happens in the process. Action builds discipline. When you move, even when you don't feel like it, you train yourself to act based on commitment, not emotions. The more you take action, the more it becomes a habit. And once taking action becomes your default, success becomes inevitable. You no longer rely on motivation because you have built a system of action that keeps you moving forward no matter what. Action exposes what works and what doesn't. You cannot improve what does not exist. You cannot refine a plan you never execute. You cannot adjust a strategy you never apply. By taking action, you get real feedback. You see what needs to change, what needs to be improved, what needs to be eliminated. Action is how you turn theory into practice, ideas into results. Success is not about having the perfect plan. It is about testing, adjusting, and refining through action. Action separates the committed from the interested. Many people say they want success, but their actions do not match their words. They talk about what they will do, dream about what they want, imagine the life they desire, but never take the necessary steps to make it real. True commitment is shown through action, not words. If you truly want something, you will act on it. If you are not acting, then you do not want it badly enough. Resilience is the ability to keep going when everything tells you to stop. It is the strength to push forward when obstacles rise, when failure strikes, when doubt creeps in. Success is not about never falling. It is about always getting back up. The path to greatness is filled with setbacks, disappointments, and unexpected challenges. Those who win are not the ones who avoid failure, but the ones who refuse to be defeated by it. Every struggle, every hardship, every moment of adversity is a test, asking one question: how bad do you want it? Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of it. No one achieves greatness without failing. No one masters a skill without making mistakes. No one reaches their full potential without facing difficulties. Every failure carries a lesson, and those who learn from it grow stronger, smarter, and better prepared for the next step. The problem is not failing. The problem is fearing failure so much that you stop trying. The only real failure is giving up. Those who succeed are not necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the most gifted. They are the ones who refuse to quit, the ones who keep going when others stop, the ones who understand that failure is just feedback, a necessary part of the process. Resilience is built in the moments when quitting seems like the easiest option. It is developed in the moments when nothing is going right, when progress feels slow, when frustration sets in. These are the moments that define success. Most people quit too early. They stop when it gets uncomfortable, when it gets hard, when they don't see immediate results. But the breakthrough always comes after the struggle. The hardest part of the journey is right before the moment of success. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is the ability to push past that moment. Resilience is about controlling your response to challenges. You cannot control every obstacle, every setback, every failure, but you can control how you react. You can choose to see difficulties as roadblocks or as stepping stones. You can choose to see failure as the end or as a lesson. You can choose to focus on the problem or on the solution. Perspective is everything. The most successful people are not the ones with the easiest journeys. They are the ones who refuse to be broken by adversity. They see every challenge as an opportunity to grow. They see every setback as a chance to get better. Resilience is also about patience. Success does not happen overnight. Growth takes time. Mastery takes time. The biggest dreams require the longest journeys. Those who give up too soon never realize how close they were to success. The process is frustrating, but frustration is a sign of progress. It means you are pushing beyond your comfort zone. It means you are stretching yourself, challenging yourself, forcing yourself to grow. Most people avoid frustration, but those who succeed embrace it. They understand that frustration is not a signal to quit. It is a sign to keep going. Resilience is strengthened through adversity. The more challenges you face, the stronger you become. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Every time you push through difficulty, you build confidence. Growth comes from discomfort. Strength comes from struggle. The more you endure, the more unshakable you become. The key is to keep moving. No matter how slow, no matter how small the steps, progress is still progress, even when it doesn't feel like it. The only way to fail is to stop. Resilience is not about pretending things are easy. It is not about ignoring pain or acting like challenges do not exist. It is about acknowledging the struggle but refusing to let it break you. It is about feeling doubt but choosing to believe anyway. It is about facing setbacks but standing back up every time. The strongest people are not the ones who never feel weak. They are the ones who push forward despite feeling weak. They do not wait for perfect conditions. They do not wait for the struggle to end. They move forward in the middle of it. Growth is the foundation of long-term success. It is the process of constantly evolving, improving, and becoming better than you were yesterday. The most successful people in the world never stop learning, never stop challenging themselves, never settle for where they are. Growth is a mindset, a commitment to continuous improvement, a refusal to stay the same. Without growth, success is temporary, progress is limited, and potential remains untapped. Growth requires discomfort. The human mind and body are designed to resist change, to seek comfort, to avoid anything that feels unfamiliar. But nothing great comes from staying in the comfort zone. Every major breakthrough, every moment of transformation, every leap forward comes from stepping into the unknown, from doing what is difficult, from pushing past limits. But growth is painful, but so is staying the same. The difference is that the pain of growth leads to something greater, while the pain of stagnation leads to regret. Growth demands a willingness to fail. People who fear failure avoid challenges, stay within their safe zones, and never take risks. But growth requires failure. Every mistake is a lesson. Every setback is a stepping stone. Every struggle is part of the learning process. The key is to embrace failure, to see it as a necessary part of development rather than something to be feared. The most successful individuals are not the ones who avoid failure, but the ones who learn from it, adapt, and come back stronger. Growth comes from seeking knowledge. The moment you believe you know everything is the moment you stop growing. Learning is a lifelong process, a daily habit, an unshakable discipline. Reading books, studying successful people, developing new skills, and exposing yourself to different perspectives all contribute to continuous growth. The mind is like a muscle. It must be exercised, challenged, and fed with knowledge to remain strong. Those who refuse to learn are left behind, while those who prioritize growth stay ahead. Growth requires surrounding yourself with the right people. The people you spend the most time with influence your mindset, your habits, and your level of success. Being around those who challenge you, push you, and inspire you will accelerate your growth. Being around those who drain your energy, keep you complacent, and discourage your progress will hold you back. Choosing the right environment is essential because growth is not just about personal effort. It is also about being in a space that supports and nurtures your potential. Growth happens when you set higher standards for yourself. People who grow do not accept mediocrity. They do not settle for average effort, average habits, or average results. They push themselves beyond what they think they are capable of, setting goals that stretch them, challenge them, and force them to level up. They do not compare themselves to others. They compare themselves to their past selves, making sure that every day they are improving, even if only by a small amount. Growth is fueled by self-discipline. Talent alone is not enough. Intelligence alone is not enough. The ability to stay committed to growth, to show up every day, to put in the work even when results are not immediate. That is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. The journey of growth is not always exciting. It is filled with slow progress, unseen effort, and quiet discipline. But those who stay the course, who commit to the process, who refuse to let distractions pull them away are the ones who achieve the highest levels of success. Growth requires self-awareness. It is impossible to improve what you do not acknowledge. The ability to look at yourself honestly, to recognize your weaknesses, to take responsibility for your shortcomings is a necessary part of becoming better. Growth is about refining who you are, eliminating habits that hold you back, and strengthening the qualities that move you forward. Those who avoid self-reflection, who refuse to confront their flaws, who blame external circumstances instead of taking control, remain stuck in the same cycles. Growth is not a destination, but a continuous process. There is no final point, no moment where you have learned enough, achieved enough, or improved enough. Those who remain open to growth never stop evolving, never stop improving, never stop striving for more. The highest achievers understand that growth is the secret to long-term success, that the only real competition is with themselves, and that every day is an opportunity to become better than before.